Pam, would you like to do a roll call?
Counselor Jacutis,
Present.
Smitty,
Here.
John,
Yes.
Betty, Jean Marie,
Here.
Arthur, Jackie,
Here.
Debbie Craig,
Here.
Mary,
Present.
and Pam. And of course, our director, Best.
Present.
Thank you. And as usual, the beginning of our meeting is Director Best, and she can take it over from here for a little while.
Okay, I'm going to keep it short today.
Okay.
But I am so excited to share that we are finished with phase 1 of the construction here at the Senior Center. We are going to, yes, we're going to start utilizing our kitchen again. We have some work orders in to get our refrigerator moved out of the great room back into another room so that we can have that space back. We're going to put the steam table back where it was. And we are going to have another room for our seniors to spend time in. It had been referred to as the knitting room, but we also used to have some kind of programming in there. So we're really looking forward to having that space back. We are also utilizing the new space at the end of the building, which is absolutely beautiful. So we're doing chair yoga down in that space, in that quote cafe space. We're doing chair yoga. We're doing bingo size. Bingo size is a new program that we are working with UMass School of Nutrition on with our seniors. It's a combination of bingo and exercise and education. People are really enjoying that. So we're really excited about that. And we are working towards putting our low vision lab together at the other end of the building. It's been a long time coming, but we're moving leaps and bounds, and we're getting it all realigned. And I think the seniors are happy and the staff is happy to have more space so we can kind of spread out and do more things and give people different opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
We're doing well there. I would like to give an update on the Wi-Fi because that has been a long standing issue down at the Senior Center. It predates me. I'm just putting the disclaimer there, right? That issue predates me. But with the support of the IT department and our own IT consultant down at the Senior Center, the problem has been identified.
Oh, good.
Yay.
Yes.
Yay.
So basically what has happened is the router that's down in the administrative area, that router is not, excuse me, I'm not calling it the right term. It's an access point. That access point is not active. It's not live. And the access point at the other end of the building across from the kitchen, that was taken down during construction. So now that we know what the problem is, we are actively working on getting those situations rectified.
Right.
So that's why basically if you're in the main dining room, you've got great Wi-Fi, right? Because there's an access point right there. But at the ends of the building, we do not.
Right.
So it's been named, it's been claimed, and it's going to be rectified.
Right.
Megan, do you know, talking to IT, I spoke with them the other day, and I know you were dealing with them. They didn't let me know, but do they have a timeline on when they can have this fixed, get a new access point?
Well, we actually found one of the access points that was taken down, so we physically have that. And I'm going to go visit IT for a little tech support myself this afternoon, so I will ask that question in person. What their time frame is, but I think that it will be relatively soon.
Okay.
I'm really cautiously optimistic now that we've finally identified the issue.
Perfect.
So Do you want me to do the financials now, or do we want to check in with Jim, who's here to talk to us about some stuff?
Jim, do you have another meeting? Do you want us to move you ahead so you can?
Oh, I'm wide open today, so please no need to adjust anything on my behalf.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Financials, always important. So I am going to share our expense report from July 1st to February 25th. We have spent $5,123.46 on outside professional services. We have spent $7,175 on transportation. That's primarily the buses to go to the casino. Actually, that's all the buses to go to the casino. We have spent $11,034.07 on what we call Operation Senior Center. This includes our Comcast bill, our Verizon bill, our printer bill, and the materials that we get for the kitchen, the silverware, the plates, and that's called Boston Showcase. And the name kind of throws you off because you kind of think of it as like a movie theater, but that's all of our kitchen supplies and products. And it also includes our Rico copier. So that is $11,034.07. Our general office supplies, which basically come from WB Mason, I'm thinking this also includes our water, but it's not itemized. It's $446.47. And then what we spent on our 2 memberships, one is to Lynn TV, and I'm really excited about that because Tanya just went to their training, and we're going to start utilizing that by engaging our seniors with Lynn TV to share their stories and to do a little bit more. And so for our subscriptions, we have spent $4,508. So that's MCOA and Lynn TV. The number that for payroll is not accurate, so I'm not going to share it because it's too low. So we have to tweak that. It's somehow there was a mistake when that was printed out. Okay. So basically, that is what we have spent minus the payroll from July to February 25th at the senior center.
All right. Does anybody have any
or concerns? Okay.
A question about the transportation. So
yes.
This only covers transportation to casinos. Do we use the transportation, the buses, for anything else?
No, these are a contracted service that we have buses that come and take the seniors to the casino. We use our 2 vehicles to pick up seniors every day.
Thank you. That's what that was contracted. Okay, fine. Thank you.
Surely. So that's financial. I already told you about the Wi-Fi, so I will get a time frame for that this afternoon with a fix on that. And I think that would bring us to the Friends report. Oh, one second. I just want to share this because it's really important. There's a community participation opportunity from the city to meet with and share your concerns about the city's 5-year consolidation plan process. It is a collaboration with the mayor's office, community development, LHAN, Citizens Advisory Board. They're inviting everyone to participate in the discussion of our needs as a city, to be part of the process to help us move forward collectively. There's a community forum that's going to be virtual on Tuesday, March 4th at 11 a.m. And there is also going to be a public hearing in person on Wednesday, March 5th at 5:30 at LHAN on Church Street. So those are great opportunities for anybody who's living in Lynn to share their voice, hear the city's plan, and give their input. It's not often that people get these wonderful opportunities. And that's one thing that's like really great about our city, because it's open and inclusive. And they're always saying, come participate, share your ideas so we can all be on the same page. So I would strongly encourage people to either attend the virtual event on Tuesday, March 4th at 11 a.m. or go down to Elgin at 10 Church Street for March 5th at 5:30 for that meeting.
5:30.
Mary, did you have your hand up? Did you have a question?
Megan just answered it. I needed that
Okay.
second time and the location for the second consolidations meeting. Thank you.
Megan, I'm not sure if I know you have a program going on. Wasn't sure if you were saving it for new business, but did you
Oh.
want to explain your new program that I think
Yes.
you're very proud of?
Okay. So I've been facilitating a grandparent support group for about 15 years, and seniors are my passion as well as children. We are starting a new grandparent support group in conjunction with Greater Lynn Senior Services, Community Connections, and the Lynn Senior Center. This is going to be a specific group for grandparents raising grandchildren due to the opioid crisis. They will be meeting twice a month, and they will have an activity once a month on the weekend. So if people are interested in finding out more information about that, please reach out to the Lynn Senior Center. We're going to be looking at making up a flyer and posting it on our website, and it'll also be shared with GLIS because, again, this is going to be a collaboration. It's a targeted grandparent support group just for families that have been impacted due to the opioid crisis. A lot of grandparents are out there raising grandchildren. They may not have full legal custody. They just might be working with them, or they might have legal custody through probate court, or they might be involved with DCF, but they are still welcome to this new grandparent support group. You need to be 60 or older and taking care of a grandchild because of the opioid crisis. So please reach out to us. We are looking for grandparents. We're actually having a meeting with the team in the next 2 weeks to iron out a little more details. But the group will meet twice a month, and the group will have a once a month outing, which will include the grandchildren and the grandparents. There'll be interactive games and activities. There'll be emotional support. There will be resources. And we're looking at creating a resource, what I call an RR room, resource and relaxation room for grandparents raising grandchildren down here at the Lynn Senior Center. So the room would be for the grandparents to kind of come and get information about where they can go to get specific services, and to also just give themselves a little mental health break, to sit in a pretty room and just relax for a bit, and to give them an opportunity to do research. There will be a computer set up for them to do research, or to just sit and relax a little bit and gather information and connect with other grandparents through shared life experiences. Because the best groups work together when people are all on the same page and they're willing to share and trust in one another and in the process. So we're very excited about this.
All right. I know, Mary, you had your hand up first, then Jean Marie.
Yes, my question is, who do I get the folks to reach out to? I have 2 people in mind. Do they call this? The center?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
very welcome.
Is
Jean
there,
Marie?
yeah, thanks. This is a great idea. Is there a flyer, Megan? Is there any kind of thing that we can post?
We're working on making it.
Okay. And okay.
Go on.
Is this unique in Essex County? Are there other senior centers that are doing similar?
There is another senior center that has actually that is running their own grandparent support group, another COA. I believe it's on the South Shore.
Okay.
And as a member of the Massachusetts Grandparent Commission, you can go onto the website and you can look where there are other grandparent support groups. So you'll see the original group that I started years ago, and we have not added the new group to that network. But you can go to Massachusetts Grandparents Raising Grandchildren website, and you will find all the grandparent groups in the Commonwealth.
Great. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
Debbie?
Good. Good.
So congratulations, Megan. This is a great program, and I'm so glad that you got it up and running.
Thank you.
My one question is, so if you are a grandparent raising a grandchild, but you didn't lose they didn't lose their parents to an opioid crisis, they cannot join this group?
They can't do this group, but they can join the other group that we're running. And that's in collaboration with the Family Resource Center.
Okay,
And that's the first and the third Thursday of the month.
okay.
Do we have any other questions for Megan? No? All right, just want to say congratulations, Megan. I know this is something you've always worked on when you were at your other job, and to bring it into the senior center, I know it's going to help a lot of seniors, because I know quite a few that are raising their grandchildren because of opioid problems, and it's very tough for them. So just want to say congratulations and thank you for doing this for the grandparents.
I am thankful that the city's given me the opportunity to extend this to other people. So yes, I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, next on our agenda, Friends Report, which I don't think we really have one unless Debbie has it for.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Pam, do you have an update for the Friends?
A good update. President Joan, by a miracle, received her long-awaited hip surgery. Unfortunately, it was due because she got a fracture in her leg. And so she got the hip surgery, but as anybody that knows hip surgery, the whole point of healing is to get up and move.
Mm-hmm.
So she is in a rehab with the two issues trying to heal. But this is a big page turner for Joan. And so we're thrilled about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what rehab is she in, if anybody, if you could tell us at least the address or what rehab, oh, you have that, Deb?
Yes, she's in Peabody at Brudnick.
All right, so if we can just
What's
get
it
the
called?
address and we'll just send her some cards.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, perfect.
I have her room, but not the address.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get that. We'll put an email out to everybody, and if anybody wants to send her a card, we'll have her address.
That'd be nice. Shower her with some cards. Yeah.
Yes. Instead of one card from the group, everyone can just send her
Yeah,
one.
we do that in this organization that I'm in. Yeah.
All right.
And just know, Miss Joan is not big on flowers because her daughter works at a flower shop, and so she gets plenty of flowers. So cards will make her day.
And food.
Well, you know what? That's another really nice thing about the senior center, that we have a card writing group here. So when seniors are out, that, you know, they don't miss a beat. They send them a card, and it's really nice. And just another one of the many wonderful things that happens down here at the senior center.
All right, so we have some new and old business.
Yes.
I was not here the last meeting, so Pam, I don't know if you want to do the update on the old business, because I was not here.
Sure. Just one thing though, I think maybe we could ask Mr. Lamanna to come under the Friends report, because that's where our confusion was, Jim, was the COA board versus the Friends. Where's the line of fundraising?
So the Ethics Commission has issued some advisories over the years about municipal employees' ability to fundraise. And believe it or not, unpaid board members, such as yourselves, are considered municipal employees under our state ethics laws. So as a general proposition, it is allowed for members of this board to fundraise on behalf of either the center itself or for the Friends of the Council on Aging. You can do either one, but there are some restrictions. You cannot solicit with from anybody that you have any official business dealings with. That is not allowed. And unlike any other person that is soliciting, you do have to keep a list of who you've asked for donations from. and in general, they can't use any overt pressure that we're not going to buy water from WB Mason if you don't make donations. You can't have any quid pro quos. In an ideal world, it would be able to function as we had functioned in the past with Joe Noble, where we have members that are not. We have individuals that are not members of the board that have to keep in mind the ethics guidelines about soliciting from anyone you have a business dealings with, and having to write down the date and time that you made a request for a donation. But if for whatever reason we're finding that it's difficult to have people acting on behalf of the Friends on the Council on Aging, and members of this board would like this to step up and try to fill some of those gaps. It is lawful, but mindful of the restrictions. And I can certainly send you the ethics guidelines that I've summarized here today. But the big ones are not solicit if you have any official business with them, and yeah, you need to write down names and addresses if you are looking to make the solicitations.
John, did you have a question?
Yes, I do. Chairwoman, thank you for giving me the opportunity. Jim, I was about to ask for the guidelines. I'm glad you mentioned that you're going to send out the guidelines. That's great. Now, one of the restrictions that I want to mention is the restriction includes the limit how much you can collect or you can solicit for.
There is no limit. So I want to backtrack. If you're making a request for a donation directly to the senior center, that there's some have to go forward, including a council vote to accept the gift. So that's why it's probably makes sense to avoid the need to have even $10, $25 gifts come before the city council for a vote that to solicit on behalf of the Friends of the Council on Aging. We have two similar groups in the city. We have a Friends of the Lynn Library, which is a nonprofit group. And we have a Friends of the GAR, the Grand Army of the Republic Museum and Hall. And those similarly to the Friends of the Council on Aging were designed as a fundraising tool that can be very helpful to bridge gaps, funding gaps that are very prevalent, unfortunately, in municipal government.
My other question is, I don't want to waste the time, is does when we go out or when we're soliciting for donation, are there itemized options that people can donate into, like maybe transportation, feeding, outing, or some other activities that they will have choice in making donations into, not just general bucket?
Oh, absolutely. I've seen donations over at the Grand GAR Hall for specifically for security upgrades. So anyone can make a donation and earmark it for one particular, whether it's for transportation, for field trips, or for musical performances on one Friday a month. That is, and then also there can be. I just support the Senior Center and the Council on Aging in general, and I want to make this donation with no restrictions.
All right, thank you.
Mary? You're on mute, Mary.
Sorry about that. So if you're on the Lynn Council on Aging board, we can fundraise?
You could. I'd recommend fundraising on behalf of the Council on Aging, Friends of the Council. But if you have a business and you have clients, you can't go to them and say, I'd like you to make a donation.
I have it.
Not to pick on the chairperson, but as working at a restaurant, she can't go to regulars and say, I'd like you to make a donation. So depending on what type of work you have, that may limit who you can go to, and either greatly or just slightly. But as a member of this board, you do have to write down who you ask for, the name, the time. So that would not be something that Joe Noble would have had to do She wouldn't have had the restrictions on who she could
Right.
ask for donations. She wouldn't have to keep a log of who they asked for. But obviously, this is a very committed board to the senior center and the Council on Aging, and it's only natural that as you investing so much time and effort on the board, that you folks would also like to assist in raising money, because I haven't been to your meetings as often as I used to, but I recognize how important this supplemental funding is to the programs of the senior center.
Okay, thank you.
Jean Marie?
Yeah, thanks. So just to clarify, I just want to make it clear. So as the board here, like the board for like you mentioned, the GAR and stuff, we're allowed to go out and get money, but we're not allowed to go to business associates
Correct.
or potential clients or whatever. And we do have to keep a log of whoever we talk to.
Whenever you ask for a donation or try to solicit a donation, you must keep a log of that, and I will circulate the five. There's actually only 5 rules here, and then a couple of them are just blended together. You can't use undue pressure or coercion, threatening. If you don't make a donation, we're not going to use you as a hairdresser or a nail stylist or a yoga instructor. That's more common sense stuff. But the log is unique based on a state ethics guideline.
Okay.
But Jim, any money that, say, the board goes out and gets a donation, that has to go to the city council for a vote for approval, correct?
If it's going to the senior center itself, then that needs a council vote. If you're soliciting on behalf of the Friends of the Council on Aging, there's no need for the vote. So that may be the way that's preferable, just to cut some of the red tape out of the process. But the Friends of the Council on Aging was specifically set up to be a fundraising arm for the senior center.
All right, thank you. Debbie?
So, Jim, just to be clear, so let's say I'm a friend of the Council on Aging. If I go out and solicit, I don't have to follow those guidelines that the board does. Is going to the city council of keeping the log. You don't have those rules if you are a friend of this Council on Aging.
Just to clarify, Jim, Debbie's a member of both.
Right.
So, as a member of the Council on Aging, you would have to follow these regulations. Keep a log. So, if you were just solely a friend, you wouldn't have to follow those rules and regulations. As I said, I will scan them over to you and circulate it to everyone.
Okay.
Jean Marie, do you have another question?
I do. Okay. It's a follow-up. So, as a board member, could we simply divert a request to the Friends? Let's say we contact somebody and we say, we'd like you to talk to the Friends about giving funds. Would we be tracking that if we're simply diverting or directing the conversation to a friend so that the money's solicited or being given directly to Friends?
I'm always very cautious on the ethics laws because I don't want anyone to get in any violations of the ethics laws. If you're the one reaching out to someone saying, Mr. Smith, I'd really appreciate it if you think about contacting the Friends, I would view that as a solicitation.
Okay.
If solicited came to you and said, hey, I'd really like to help out the senior center, I think you guys do great work, and you said, well, we do have the Friends, I would say that I wouldn't view that as a solicitation. You're just answering an unsolicited request to help. But if you're making the request, I would advise to follow the regulations and keep a log.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah.
Do we have any other questions? No?
I just want to say that my experience, it is always just a lot cleaner that you have your donations made out to the Friends of the Lynn COA. Unfortunately, right now, the treasurer only accepts checks or cash. We are hoping to, this year, move to some type of electronic payment. But for right now, that is the cleanest way.
We'll keep our fingers crossed for that.
Yes.
Just a follow-up, Pam. I'm sorry. Okay. Smith, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, John.
Oh, okay. Just a follow-up, Pam. Now, when they give cash or check and you receive cash or check from them, is there a form of receipt that one can issue, or how do they collect a confirmation that they made? Okay.
Yes, if whether they give it to the treasurer in person or by mail, she automatically sends out a thank you card with their 501c3 number on it.
Oh, okay. All right. Good.
Any other?
Smitty?
Yes, just before we get off the Friends topic, I just looked up with Joan's address. It's the Brunswick Center for the Living, 240 Linfield Street, Peabody, 01960.
What's that?
And what was
That's
the
what
name
Joan
of
is.
the rehab?
Pardon me?
What was the
BRUGNICK, Rudnick Center for the Living, 240 Linfield Street, Peabody, 01960.
All right. Thank you.
No
Smith.
worries, folks. I will send it out with the minutes
All right.
and an email to all. Yeah.
All right. What? Any other questions regarding the fundraising? No. Okay. Well, thank you. Do we still need Jim, or can we let him go do some work? What do you think? I think we're all set, Jim, with our questions.
Pretty good. And it's good to see you all. And anytime you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or request me to come to a meeting.
All right. Thank you,
Thank
Jim.
you very much.
Take care.
All right. So where were we? Last month to do.
Right.
Was Jackie sewing class volunteer?
Yeah, so it looks like we're on new and old business. So Miss Jackie came down to the senior center and she started volunteering here. She has shared with us that she has two very useful skills that she's willing to share with us. One is as a seamstress and another is a person who works with clay and makes amazing items. So right now, the sewing machine that was donated is at City Hall being stored for us. And once we move some things around, we'll look at being able to find a space for that on the first floor. So we will be taking advantage of her skills on that.
Great.
Is that fair, Jackie? Okay, thumbs up. And it was, I have to just throw it out. It was really nice to have additional board members come down. You know, we see MJ down here frequently. We see Deb, she's a super volunteer. It is nice to have Jacqueline down here. We see Smitty on the regular as well. So I would always invite board members to come down and spend some time with us. Even if you come down just for our next big party, that would be nice. But also just to kind of see us on a regular day as well.
Thank you. And thank you, Jackie. I saw you the other day down there. You were, I think, organizing the paint or something. So I'm sure they really appreciate all you do.
Yes, we do. Volunteers are our backbone. They really are.
Pam, I'll let you take over the next one.
Okay, Jean Marie mentioned at the last meeting that she had someone that she thought might be of a big help, especially with the fundraising, and she connected Counselor Jakutis and myself, and we're having a Zoom meeting with that person this week to see how we can work together to support the fundraising effort of the Friends. And then my to-do was to talk to other folks about joining the Friends to build out their capacity. And we do have some volunteers, and we're going to have a initial meet and greet the third week of March, and then we're going to have a event with them on the 31st. So that's moving along too. And then Lisa Tobin did invite Mr. Lamanna to come and help us understand guidelines around fundraising. And Lisa was going to look at some folks she knew. I don't think I got the name of the place correct, but it's something about brickyard boat building or something for woodworking opportunities. And I'll follow up with Lisa on that later this week.
If I can just chime in here, Frank Grealish is involved with that brickyard, and he's in Rotary with us. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that brickyard is closing down due to some changes. Has anybody, Diana, have you heard anything about that? Or
Yeah, no.
yeah, I think so. You might want to
Okay.
just be on alert about that, Pam.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
We'll check into that. Thanks, Jean Marie.
And then it was discussed by some for about some of the things we need, putting it in the newsletter, about joining the Friends, sewing machine donations, and volunteers for drive or any other roles in the newsletters. We already went over the construction space at the senior center. And then senior center, Mary has her hand raised.
I just have a question. I'm willing to donate things for the sewing. What types of things are you looking for?
I guess I'd have to ask Jackie because I don't really have a frame of reference for what we're looking for. I know we
Okay,
have a
well, let
sewing
me know.
machine, so I would imagine patterns, materials,
Okay.
pins to hold things in place.
I know all about it because I'm a seamstress too, but I did not want to get involved. Thank you, Jackie. I'll donate.
Thank you.
I will donate. Thank you.
I just want to throw something out about volunteers. The senior center is looking for additional volunteers. I've had a couple of requests from people asking if we had a reading teacher who's available to teach literacy, because we have some folks that are illiterate. So if there's reading teachers out there, that would be great if they would like to volunteer here. Crafters to support our craft group. Individuals with music skills to support karaoke and chorus group would be great. Gardeners also. So we're also looking for people who have additional tech skills or are very creative with scrapbooks to support our photo club, and another seamstress to support Miss Jackie. So those are all need areas. If people would be interested in volunteering, they need to come down, fill out some paperwork, get queried here. But we could really use the support in those areas because they concretely support the groups and the clubs that we have. And it's just another level of engagement.
All right, thank you. Jean Marie, did you have a question?
Do we have a graphic for that, Megan? Any time we can do, if we can get a graphic when we have meetings like this, that's great, because then those of us who are active on social media can post it.
Okay.
And I think that'll be really helpful. Something that really punches and is specific and also suggests the requirements so that it's all right there.
Okay.
I can think of immediate applications where I could put that word out, and it'd be more effective if it's in a flyer format.
Yes.
Because then it just saves time, and I can send it out to hundreds or whatever.
Okay, we can work on that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody have any questions? No? Okay. So let's see, where do we leave? Oh, we did the construction, outreach proposals. How about the senior center staff needs?
Our staff needs, well, We will need additional staff and volunteers when we open up the second floor. So that's really where we are now. We will be looking for additional staff in the near future.
Okay.
I do know that a couple of the seniors have brought up at Mass Senior Action meetings that they're a little worried that there's not as much support for the Spanish speaking seniors for the staff, since a couple have moved on. So I would, whenever we're hiring, we should make that a priority because about half the center is Spanish speaking.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, language capacity is really important. And I know that when we have a lot of events where we're having translators to make sure that everybody is receiving the same information, but I will definitely keep that in mind. Thank you.
Can perhaps we also then have that flyer in Spanish as well?
Anytime we make flyers, we do them in English and in Spanish, yeah.
Super.
Just a thought, when you mentioned that the Spanish-speaking people are concerned that there's not enough support for them, I wondered if those folks who are coming forward, are they willing to step up and help in a volunteer way with that until we get the needed staff? It's a question.
The two that came to me are volunteers right now, Mary.
Okay. I know Elizabeth helps us down here and she translates for us. And we have Jose who also translates for us. And a lot of the presentations that come, we ask them to bring translators with them. And I know when public health comes down for their monthly presentation, they bring a translator as well. So we are cognizant of the fact that we are a bilingual center and we need to support everyone.
No, and I think that you guys are doing a good job. I think they're just, what do you want to say? Planning ahead as we hire new staff, let's say.
All right. Any other questions regarding that? No? All right.
I think that others were, we discussed just keeping these on here so that it's, because it's like going to be ongoing. Lisa Tobin addressed the accessible vehicle timeline and that the grant is in its process, kind of out of our control right now. We went over the volunteer events. I do wish, so I'm out in the community with a lot of seniors, and I think that I wish we could figure out a way for the sign up for events could be a little broader. Rather, for instance, like a senior that lives at Kings Beach called to say she wanted to go to the casino. Well, or wanted a ride the morning of the casino to go. And they said, well, you have to come in and get evaluated. And can you come in to get evaluated? And they're like, well, if I could come in to get evaluated, I wouldn't be calling to get a ride, kind of thing. So I was just, so how do they get, let's say, from 10 Church Street or Smitty's building to get evaluated if they don't have a ride?
I think that they would have to use the MBTA ride, they would have to have a friend, or they would have to have an Uber. People have to come down and be assessed on their ability to get in and out of the transportation. And it's just not at our center. All senior centers are like that. I speak to other directors on the North Shore. You don't want someone to sign up for an event and then they get here and then they can't get in the vehicle. They can't put the seatbelt on. They can't get out. So it's imperative that people come and have that assessment. We are looking to support seniors, but we don't want to put the senior or the staff at jeopardy because this person doesn't have the mobility that they need to get in and out of the vehicle safely. So I think it might be a really nice idea if a group of people who maybe live in Smitty's building, maybe they all get an Uber together. They come down. They need to call us ahead of time to make sure the driver's here and he's not out on runs, and have that assessment. I would like to see more seniors utilizing the buses to go to the casino, because we are spending a lot of money on that. And what we're looking to do for the next casino trip, which is the second Thursday of the month, is to have people come down. Our seniors, we do our registration the first of the month, and then open it up to other seniors who have not yet registered with us to come down, do the registration, get that assessment so we can know. And if they do that and they're on our transportation, then we can give them that support. But they need to make that step and show that initiative by coming down here and getting the assessment, so we could provide them with the support and resources that we have for them.
John, did you have a question?
So I just want to have a clarification from Megan. What about if we can have a pre-assessment questionnaire sent to any potential person that wants to go on this type of trip? That means we put together a kind of questionnaire sent to them, and then they fill it up. Thereby, we can make a determination if this person is qualified to even come down at all, instead of wasting your time and their time when it is evident that certain physical capabilities that they are lacking. Is it possible?
I think that is an interesting idea. And most people would probably be straightforward. Can you climb up 4 stairs unassisted? If that's a yes or a no. Can you put on your seatbelt? That would be a yes or no. So let me think about that a little bit more, John, because that may be a way to kind of help support people doing that. So I'm going to write that down. Thank you for that suggestion.
Yeah, because for someone to call, for somebody to call and say, if I can get down there, I wouldn't be calling if I can get down there. That clearly shows that this person is incapable of managing herself or himself. So why go through the trouble? We want to make sure we prevent any liability on our side, or on the Lynn city side and the center side, than now, or they fake it or they lie on the questionnaire, or they come and then somebody look. I do limousine services. I know what I go through on the side. And I know what I go through when I'm picking up a ride, an elderly person, and you find that they're incapable of even managing to put on a seatbelt. So if we can put a questionnaire together, let them fill it up. We have experts in the Senate that will review it and then give them a clarification or an answer, not to bother. We're not being, we're just being factual and then safeguarding our own integrity. That's all.
I do like that idea.
Well, and one other thing, as far as the sign up for events it goes, so we understand that the rule right now is that the calendar comes out and you have to be at the center and you got to sign up. So the casino trip, though, because we're trying to fill the bus, they can call and just say, hey, put me down for the casino trip.
If they are already on our roster and a registered senior, yes.
They can.
Yes.
Is it possible that we can open that up for other activities that aren't at capacity?
To invite seniors to call for an event and register if they're already a member of the senior center, yes, because those people, we will know their physical ability to get in and out of a vehicle. So they could call and they can register for an art activity. They can register for a craft. But in-person registration is first come, first serve. And then after that, if there's openings, yes.
Okay, that would really be helpful to a lot of the folks. So I'll help get the word out about that. That, sometimes they just want to come and hear the entertainment, and they've seen that. So, and
but
then
people don't have to register for that unless it's a party, because you can just come down and join the senior center, right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying is whenever there's a head count, limit.
Mhm.
Yes. And if you're not at the head count limit, can they just call?
Yeah, if they are known to us and already registered, yes.
Okay, great. That's helpful.
Mhm.
Does anybody have any other questions? All right, I have a question. So I know we're doing Zoom for January, February. Are we doing it for March and going back in April? I forgot where we left this off at. And I know the first floor is finished, but even if we were to use, as they call it, the cafeteria room, there's no big table in there right now. I just want to get the feeling for everybody, because like I said, most of the first floor is done, but some of the equipment and the tables and chairs are not there. How does everybody feel? One more month of Zoom, and hopefully by April's meeting, we will have the extra tables and chairs set up that we could actually meet now.
I'm up for that.
Okay,
MJ's up for that. Yeah.
I'm up for that.
Yeah.
Do we have a motion?
No. Hold on a second. But I think we should leave it to Megan to make an assessment of if it should be conducive for us to come in for a meeting in March if everything is all set,
No,
so that
not
we don't use our presence to disturb. They might have some programs or something that they need to do. But I mean, that's just my own opinion. Is it possible that we can have an assessment call from Megan and get back to us within the first week of March before Pam send out an invite?
I would actually appreciate that, because a small conference room that's in the administrative area will not hold us all. In the cafe, we're using that for programming, so let me just check. And I'm not sure about the table. Maybe we can borrow some tables from public health, but let me work on that. And I should be able to know within a week.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
Thank you.
What we're saying we should put it off until April, and until the center is in total shape and you don't have to go to any effort, right? Should we just do that?
Absolutely.
So we don't need.
Yes.
Why don't we do that? We'll do Zoom for the month of March, and then we Zoom at the senior center in April. That way Megan doesn't have to call health department and get some folding tables down there and all that. And hopefully, I'll speak with Megan and Laura from Inspectional Services and see when they're going to start phase 2 for the upstairs.
Do we have a motion for Zoom in March?
I, Mary E. Joyner, make a motion that we
I second Craig's
continue.
second.
Wait a minute, I'm not finished making the motion. I, Mary E. Joyner, make a motion that we proceed to have our LCO meetings on Zoom for the month of March and start the in-person in April, pending the findings of Mrs. Megan Best.
Thank you.
Have a second?
And I, Debbie Craig, second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
It's in favor.
All right. So we will see everybody on Zoom in March. But again, like Megan has said, if anybody wants to go down the senior center, volunteer, whether it's an hour, 2 hours, see what needs to be done, feel free to stop down.
Absolutely.
But if I'm going to warn you now, if it's during bingo, get out of the way and do not mess with the seniors during bingo.
Yes.
That's my only thing I have to say. Do not mess.
Don't
do not
mess with
interfere
their
with their
bingo.
So, all right, everyone, have a good day, and we'll see you in March again.
All right,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Okay.
All right, thank you,
Everyone
everyone.
take
Thank you.
care.
Have a good one. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I